Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a food delivery company called Imperfect Produce. I'm going to be discussing the pros and cons and basically everything you need to know if you're thinking about signing up for Imperfect Produce. So if you're interested in learning more about it, then just keep watching. If you are not aware, I'm currently trying to get my channel to 1,000 subscribers so I do not get demonetized with the changes that have been happening on YouTube. So if you look down right now and I'm still below 1,000, or even if I'm above it, please consider subscribing. It would definitely mean a lot to me. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about a company called Imperfect Produce. And I just got this box in the mail. This is actually my second delivery from Imperfect Produce. I got one delivery 2 weeks ago, and this is my second one now. So basically, if you're not familiar, what Imperfect Produce is a company that sells, basically as the name says, imperfect produce, fruits and vegetables to people throughout the country at basically trying to get rid of ugly produce. So the fruits and vegetables that for whatever reason are not able to sell in supermarkets, they can sell through Imperfect Produce, and basically as a customer you can buy them, they are shipped to your door, and that's about it. So what I have is the small organic box. This is the small box. It's still relatively large. This is the size of it. The size here. It's pretty heavy. The cost for shipping the box is $4.99, or it's $4.99, and then you pay for all of the stuff that you actually put in the box. And there's several different tiers and options of things, different types of boxes that you can get. So basically how the box comes, it's pretty interesting. I've never really seen food delivery like this, but essentially it's not delivered to you like a package like you would get through UPS or FedEx or just like a regular package, but it's shipped more like hot food, like if you get, a Grubhub delivery or something like that. And the reason why I say that is the delivery window is like a window of time, so you choose like 5 to 10 p.m., for example, on a specific day for it to be delivered. And it's not delivered along with your regular mail. It's delivered by a courier that comes just to deliver this particular box. And I have read that in some cities, the deliveries will actually be overnight. So they don't ring your doorbell in the middle of the night, but they'll drop it off in the nighttime. Supposedly this helps just keep everything cold and not overheat, but where I live, I do not have overnight delivery, so I had delivery from I think 5 or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the reason why I say it's not like a regular package is the package comes with a hole in the top of it. It does not close all the way. I assume the reason for this is just to keep like everything ventilated and stuff like that. So this is definitely not the kind of thing that would go through the regular mail. So it is shipped more like a food item, which it is, but it's just a little bit different than other packages that I've gotten. So the box comes with a list of everything that you've received. So this, you can see all the things that I've gotten. I've gotten one organic box and then all of the things that are listed below. That's basically how the box comes. So now I'm gonna start unboxing it. I can kind of show you what the produce looks like. And as I unbox everything, I will share with you some of my pros and cons that I've experienced over the last few weeks. So first, let's open this up and I'll show you what's in here. Okay, so the first thing we have is this card. I don't know, just some like marketing materials, not too exciting. Okay, so first we have these 2 onions. Honestly, these onions look really nice. These look like onions that I would buy in the supermarket, just like normal onions. So that's awesome. And so that kind of gets me to the first pro that I want to talk about, and that is the price. Overall, the price is pretty competitive, and in some cases less, I would say, than the normal grocery store would be. It kind of balances out because you are paying the delivery fee, But I found that overall the delivery fee plus all the produce is comparable price to what I would pay if I had to go to the grocery store. And the good news is that it's the convenience of not having to travel anywhere and be able to just have everything delivered. So that is definitely the first pro that I would say about Imperfect Produce. Also, I should mention that I do have a coupon code. I think it's for $10 off your first box. So if you're interested in trying it out, I would definitely recommend trying that out using that code down below. I also get some money from that for my purchases, so that would be awesome. But just to give you an idea of the price of these boxes, what I spent for this one was about $17, I want to say. So you'll see that's including the delivery fee, so you'll see what everything that's in here, and you can kind of decide for yourself if you think it's worth the price compared to the grocery stores that you would have in your area. Okay, so the second thing I have is this Cabbage. There are some spots in the Cabbage. Also, I don't like that they don't like package this in anything. Last time I got lettuce and it was just kind of like open in the box, which I didn't really like. I know it's probably better for like the environment and everything, but here, I'll show you this. So here is this cabbage. It's a little bit dirty, but overall not too bad. Okay, next I got this squash, this butternut squash. And honestly, this squash looks pretty perfect. It's like a pretty good size. It's nice and there's no real like cosmetic issues with it. Definitely a plus for this squash here. And that kind of brings me to my second few pros. So one thing is I definitely really love the convenience of this box. Essentially how it works is a few days before your delivery time, they'll open up one day where you can select everything and select what you want. And everything is delivered to you. It's super easy. You don't have to go anywhere. So that's definitely awesome. Now to the next thing. The next thing I got is this grapefruit. And this is, I feel like, one that you can definitely see the imperfections. I don't know if you can tell, but there is some like scarring and marks on the outside of the grapefruit. Not a big deal, but this one you can definitely tell there are, some imperfections with it. Which kind of brings me to my next point. I think what's really nice about Imperfect Produce is you definitely get that sense that you're helping out the farmers, that you're doing a positive thing, because a lot of this produce maybe would have gone to waste or could not have sold in our traditional supermarket. So it's definitely nice to feel like you're helping out and helping those farmers and those businesses, and also kind of getting good produce. Honestly, the quality so far that I've experienced with my last box has been good. I mean, I have not had anything that was like, I can't eat this. The imperfections, when there were any, have all just been cosmetic. So really no issues there with any imperfections. So definitely thumbs up for the quality of the produce. Okay, so next I actually got some more onions. I didn't realize I ordered this many. I know I ordered 2 onions, but I didn't realize that they were like 2 each. So I have 4 onions now. Okay, and so now to my next pro. I think really what's nice about Imperfect Produce is you can choose exactly what you want to get, or you can just let them choose for you. So there's a lot of flexibility. Basically how it works is before they're about to ship you the item, or actually a few days before when you're selecting, they pre-populate the box. For the small box, it's like $15 or so that they pre-populate and kind of fill in all of the box for you. But you can log on to the website and look through everything they have available. And you can deviate from exactly what's in your box. So if you select a fruit box to start with, you can log on and select, some vegetables or other things to put in your box. So you don't have to go exactly what your box kind of says that you're supposed to get. Also, for example, if you're in a conventional or organic box, you can switch between those. So I'm in the organic box, but some of the things when I logged on, I saw from the conventional side that I wanted to add. So it was no problem. I could add those things. They're very upfront about the pricing of exactly how much everything is, so that's really cool. So next I got these 3 green peppers. They look pretty nice. And that kind of leads me to my last positive about Imperfect Produce is they tell you exactly why something is imperfect. And a lot of times they tell you up front that there's no cosmetic problem with it. A lot of times it could be a surplus produce that they just need to, run through before it all goes to waste. So not everything actually has imperfections. A lot of times there's nothing necessarily cosmetically wrong with it, but the produce the size might be bad, like they might be really small, for example, or some stuff like that is not really an issue, but something that you might want to keep in mind. Okay, so next I have these bags. Okay, so in these bags are these oranges. The oranges, there are some cosmetic issues, like there's some browning. This one's a little weird looking. Yeah, I don't know. Like these oranges, I don't know. They're not amazing looking, but I think they're gonna be fine for oranges, so that's cool. And now, having looked at those oranges, I want to talk about some of the cons of Imperfect Produce. And I would say the first thing is, I think in theory, having imperfect produce kind of sounds really idealistic and like really nice, and you think it's gonna be great. But then sometimes you see the produce and it's like, yeah, that is imperfect, and if I were in a store, I probably would not have selected that item. And it's kind of like, I don't know, you have to kind of get over some of those like initial feelings about things when they're not totally perfect. I don't know, for me, at least it's been a little bit hard to do when some things have had a lot of cosmetic issues. You have to realize that like it's not just imperfect on paper. Like sometimes you will actually get things that don't look as like appetizing as some other things that are like totally perfect looking from the store. Just keep that in mind. I don't know. Okay, so next I got another bag with some more oranges. These ones are a little bit smaller. Maybe they're, I don't know if these are clementines or what these ones are, but more oranges, I got a lot of those. From there, my next con is I have had some issues with the delivery. So I've only had 2 boxes, as I mentioned before. My first box came perfectly on time, absolutely no issues with it. But then my second box, which I got last night, which I'm opening now, it came like an hour late, and there was no explanation about it until afterwards, which was honestly pretty annoying because my box was scheduled to be, I think, from like 5 to 10 p.m. or 6 to 10 p.m. And it came at like 11 p.m. when I was already like in my pajamas, in my bed, ready to go to sleep. That was a bit of a pain. They definitely do not have the delivery system totally down pat yet. Positive aspect to that is that they did actually email me the following day. They emailed me this morning and actually refunded my delivery credit, which definitely tells me that the company is taking responsibility when those things, go wrong and there are issues with deliveries. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about signing up. So next, I got this giant bag of carrots. Overall, these look pretty good, and you do get a pretty sizable amount. I think I want to say this is a pound of carrots. And then more oranges. I think I was like really in the mood for oranges or something when I ordered this, but yeah, there are even more oranges here. So that's cool. And that is everything in the box. So I showed you everything. There are a few other negatives that I wanted to run through. So one thing is when I was signing up, they did sell out of a few items. No big deal, but something that you may want to keep in mind if you are like, especially if you're using Imperfect Produce as like a replacement to grocery shopping for produce in the grocery store, that if you're depending on this service to give you like exactly the produce that you want, you're probably not going to be able to do that all the time. They do have a decent selection, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be as large as going to a grocery store and just picking everything that they have available. It is somewhat of a more limited variety of things. Also, my last kind of negative is not every single product that they have available on their website is listed in terms of the reason that it is imperfect. So a lot of things will say like oranges, surplus oranges, or avocados that have some sort of cosmetic issue or whatever. They'll list out specifically what that imperfection is, but not every single product have that. So some of the things you're kind of just guessing as to why they might be imperfect, which is a negative, especially if you are new to the service and you want to try to steer clear of anything that's like too imperfect. But yeah, just something that you might want to think about if you think that that would be an issue for you. So overall, I would definitely recommend this service. I think I got a good amount for my money. To be honest, I don't know if I could buy all of this to replicate at the grocery store, especially since I live in a somewhat more expensive area. So I think a lot of the produce is a little bit overpriced. So I think I'm getting a pretty good deal and everything's delivered to my door. So definitely the convenience factor. Also, in terms of conveniences, you can skip orders whenever you want to. So you're not tied down to a specific schedule or a specific subscription where you have to get a box every week or every 2 weeks. Skip or change that schedule whenever you want. So if you're interested in signing up, use my coupon code down below to give you some money off your first order. I would also really appreciate it a ton if you would hit that subscribe button down below if you like this video and you're interested in seeing more reviews like it in the future. And other than that, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.